Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. After criticism against Aston Villa, Vicario delivers a world-class performance to earn Spurs a vital Champions League point. If anyone was doubting Guglielmo Vicario's credentials as Tottenham's number one, perhaps they won't be now. Just 3 days after his positioning was fiercely scrutinised for both of the goals, he conceded from distance against Aston Villa. The Italian led by example and provided a timely reminder of his quality between the sticks in Monte Carlo. There were 8 exceptional saves in total during a masterful goalkeeping clinic, and who knows how important this point might prove to be come the end of the Champions League group phase. Tottenham, at times, played like a team that were planning on using upcoming home matches against Copenhagen and Slavia Prague as an insurance policy. There were bursts of attacking promise and equally flashes of defensive vulnerability. And that is so far a fair depiction of Thomas Frank's Spurs. They remain a work in progress and were incredibly fortunate not to be beaten, even if Brennan Johnson did squander a golden, late opportunity to earn his side a fortuitous victory. Monaco's width and defensive structure provided Sebastian Pocognoli's front three with a licence to interchange, and shaky Tottenham were forced to ride a giant wave of first-half luck. Come the interval, the contest had effectively become a straight shootout between Vicario and former Arsenal frontman Folarin Balogun. First the Spurs. Number 1 denied the USMNT striker with his ribs before he raced off his line and spread himself admirably to block the Monaco marksman's rasping close-range strike. Sloppy midfield play from Lucas Bergvall then almost cost Tottenham dearly. However, Vicario was once again equal to Balogun's low effort, and this diving stop was undoubtedly pick of the bunch. Frank's game plan appeared to be centred around counter-attacking and pragmatism. While Spurs missed Romero's leadership and experience, they embraced the chaos provided by replacement Kevin Danso's awkward long throws. One evaded Monaco goalkeeper Philippe Cohn, but Richarlison was unable to turn home at the far post. France international starlet Magnus Akliouche, who acknowledged on Tuesday that he was flattered to read reports of Tottenham's transfer interest during the summer, was a constant thorn in Tottenham's backline. His balance, vision and guile was a persistent nuisance between the lines, and Vicario made another credible save to deny the playmaker at his near post early in the second half. The Monaco barrage did not stop there either. Alexander Golovin was next to test Vicario before Monaco captain Thilo Kehrer, a Conference League winner with West Ham, headed narrowly wide. Minutes later, Jordan Tees looked destined to score from yet another header, but Vicario continued his heroics, palming the ball to safety. Former Liverpool attacker Takumi Minamino breathed new life into Monaco's dejected front line, and he went close on 3 separate occasions, twice blazing over and once wide. The host had an astonishing 23 shots on Tottenham's goal, but Spurs finished the stronger of the two sides and nearly nicked it when the ball found its way to Sub Johnson at the far post, but his shot was well blocked. Tottenham boss Thomas Frank defends Xavi Simons after a slow start. Just like Liverpool's £116 million worth, the young star needs time to settle, but fans are starting to worry. Tottenham boss Thomas Frank says Xavi Simons will need time to settle, just like Florian Wirtz following his record move to Liverpool. Spurs paid RB Leipzig £52 million to sign Simons after missing out on Eberechi Eze and Morgan Gibbs-White. The Dutchman was also courted by Chelsea and arrived in the Premier League with a good reputation, having contributed 22 goals and 24 assists in 78 appearances for Leipzig. But he has made a sluggish start for Tottenham, with just 1 assist in 8 appearances so far, and that came from a corner in his first match on September 13th. His slow start is comparable to Wirtz, who is yet to record a single goal contribution in 10 games for Liverpool after they paid Bayer Leverkusen £116 million for his services. I think that's a very good question, and also a very good comparison with Wirtz, Frank said when presented with the comparison in a press conference before Spurs play Monaco on Wednesday. Also a very good player, just like Xavi, a very good player, coming into a new country, a new club, new city. They just need to settle in, and it is part of it. We're all getting judged every game, but we also need to see the little bit bigger perspective and see it over time. I always look for glimpses and bits of pieces we're working at. For example, Xavi. I think there were some good bits. Worked with him and asked him more to be arriving in the box, which when I looked at the game back he did. Was there the big eye-catching moment? Number. But there were good glimpses, so I think it's constantly going a bit in the right direction. Both Simons and Wirtz are playmakers who have been fielded in a number 10 position without much success so far. Liverpool play Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League on Wednesday night, following a run of 4 straight defeats. Wirtz came off the bench in the 2-1 defeat by Manchester United and played in central midfield, but once again couldn't make an impact. He started the Reds' last Champions League game against Galatasaray, but has only been used off the bench since then. Nevertheless, Arne Slot has hinted that he could be handed a start in Frankfurt. Special for Florian Wirtz as well to go back to Germany and play there, he said. Special for Jeremy Frimpong because he was also, like Florian and like Hugo Ekitike, so successful in Germany. For the three of them, it's nice to play in Germany again. Christian Romero, Destiny Udogie and Ben Davies did not take part in Tottenham training ahead of the UEFA Champions League clash with Monaco on Wednesday. Thomas Frank's side travelled to France hoping to build on the victory against Villarreal and 2-2 draw with Bodo/Glimt in Europe so far this season. Spurs captain Romero pulled out in the warm-up of Sunday's 2-1 loss to Aston Villa with an adductor issue, while Udogie reported minor irritation in his knee after international duty. Both injuries are not thought to be serious, but the pair did not take part in opening training at Hotspur Way on Tuesday and look to be doubts for the trip to Stade Louis II. Versatile defender Davies was also absent from the session, and it means Spurs could be without 10 players on Wednesday night. Tottenham were already without Radu Dragusin, Yves Bissouma, James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski and Dominic Solanke due to injuries, but Kota Takai and Mathis Tel are unavailable after not being included in the club's Champions League squad. Asked if Romero could be fit in time to face Monaco, Frank said at the weekend, "I don't know. He could be, he couldn't. I just don't know. Right now, if I'm honest, I had one focus. I went into the changing room, and then I spoke to the players, and then I prepared a little bit for Anthony, for the questions they're going to have. And then I worry about the players tomorrow." Meanwhile, Spurs have announced the appointment of Dan Lewandowski as the club's new performance director. He has joined the Lilywhites from City Football Group, where he is currently serving his notice period. Lewandowski will oversee the medical, sports science, nutrition and psychology departments across the men's, women's and academy teams. Johan Lang, the co-sporting director, said, "We are delighted that Dan will be joining us as performance director. He was the standout candidate and brings a wealth of experience across a wide range of team and individual sports, working in high-performance environments with elite athletes. Dan also has a strong academic background, and his expertise will be hugely beneficial to us as we drive this area of the club with innovative thinking." We look forward to Dan starting. Tottenham Hotspur have announced the appointment of Dan Lewandowski as the club's new performance director. He has joined the Lilywhites from City Football Group, where he is currently serving his notice period. Lewandowski will oversee the medical, sports science, nutrition and psychology departments across the men's, women's and academy teams. He joined City Football Group in August 2022 as Director of Player Health and Performance, working across their network of clubs, which includes Manchester City, Girona and New York City. Prior to this, Lewandowski enjoyed a 6-year stint as Head of High Performance Science and Medicine at the Lawn Tennis Association, LTA. In an official statement, Johan Lang, the co-sporting director, said, "We are delighted that Dan will be joining us as performance director. He was the standout candidate and brings a wealth of experience across a wide range of team and individual sports, working in high-performance environments with elite athletes. Dan also has a strong academic background, and his expertise will be hugely beneficial to us as we drive this area of the club with innovative thinking. We look forward to Dan starting." The arrival of Lewandowski follows the return of Fabio Paratici, who was recently appointed as Tottenham's new co-sporting director. As part of a wider restructure, in light of Daniel Levy's departure, the former Juventus chief works alongside Langer. Last week, an official club statement outlined how they plan to deliver sustained on-pitch success. It reads, "This is part of a new structure for our men's football operation, designed to strengthen leadership, collaboration, and long-term decision-making across all areas of the men's and boys' game. Together, they will lead our men's football strategy and drive an ambitious new chapter for the club." This evolution forms part of the club's continued investment in world-class men's and women's football structures designed to deliver sustained on-pitch success. Johan and Fabio's combined expertise will ensure that every decision, from player pathways and performance development to scouting and recruitment, is aligned and supports one overarching goal: to build a winning, world-class men's team that endures. This partnership reflects a progressive approach to modern football operations, uniting two proven leaders with complementary experience and a commitment to collaboration and innovation. Vinay Venkatesham, who was named as the club's new Chief Executive Officer in April 2025, also offered an insight on the roles of Paratizzi and Langer. He said, "This is an important evolution in how we operate.